Hey guys, in today's video I will be showing you how I meal prepped my Blta chicken salads. These turned out freaking amazing. I had one last week and I knew I had to meal prep it. Starting off, I'm going to be getting all of my lettuce together. For meal prep, I usually like to buy the one that's already pre-washed and pre-chopped, but Costco didn't have any, so this is what I have, and it is a little time consuming, but it's totally fine. So when I have lettuce like this, I definitely like to make sure that it's going to last about a week in the fridge once it's already chopped up. So here I am going to be chopping up all of my lettuce. I will be washing it and also putting some produce wash in it, mixing it around, getting my lettuce all nice and clean. And then I put it through my salad spinner and I lay it out on a paper towel. Oh, that's a lot, but it's worth it. I promise you, even if you don't meal prep salads and you want to just do this the day of, it's so nice to have this part already done. So I'll show you guys a quick little run through on how I do my lettuce. Now that the lettuce is all nice and clean, I'm going to rinse this through my salad strainer. I think that's what it's called. But all you do, it's already in like a strainer itself, then it goes into this bowl. You add the lid and just pump away, and it gets rid of so much water. So if you like salads, if you want to meal prep salads this way, I highly recommend getting one of these. That was just one go around per batch of lettuce. I usually do this twice, but look at how much water that is. And I know I completely submerged mine with that produce wash, but even if you just rinse the lettuce, you'd be surprised on how much water this thing actually takes off. And it's so nice because that kind of makes your lettuce wilt, and you don't want that. So I will be doing that with my 100 pounds of lettuce that I'm doing. So with my lettuce, I'm going to be placing it on some paper towels just to soak up a little bit more of that moisture. And then I'll also be taking some paper towels at the end and kind of blotting the tops too. Then this is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm just going to be chopping up all of my tomatoes, and then I have one red onion that I'll be chopping up as well. I'm going to be placing my tomatoes over a paper towel just lined inside of a bowl so it gets some of that moisture out of that as well. So I cut my onion up a few times in the middle, not fully cutting all the way through. That way when you go to slice this the other way, it comes out in nice little dice pieces. Then as you can see, I just flipped it around and now I'm cutting it the other way. So when I go to cut this down on the sides, it'll just come out into nice dice pieces. I also have a vegetable chopper, which I always forget to use, which does this for me. But if you don't have one of those, this is a really easy way to get all your onions all diced up. I won't end up using this entire onion for my 4 salads, so I just put it inside of a Ziploc bag, and then I'll end up putting it inside of a Tupperware thing. That way my fridge doesn't smell like onions, but I'll use these for the extras for something else throughout the week. Now it's bacon time. I'm doing the Butterball turkey bacon. You can actually have 2 of these slices for only 1 point. I only did 1 piece because I just thought that was enough for these, and it was. I also wanted to say, when meal prepping too, you guys can totally buy already pre-made things. So you can buy bacon that's already made. Something really easy that I love in salads too is bacon bits. Just adjust the points. Like I always say, weigh it out in grams, get your money's worth. But this is what I had on hand, so this is what I'm using for mine. And Eric actually ended up liking this turkey bacon too, and he doesn't usually like turkey bacon, so this is a good one. When this starts bubbling kind of at the tops, as you can see, this is when I flip them. I had my pan on a little too high for these, so on my next batch I turned it down and it didn't have those like burnt pieces, but it didn't taste burnt, which is weird. So I'll just be cooking the whole package through, and as always, I just use the extras for other recipes or things that I'm eating throughout the week. When the turkey bacon is all done cooking, I will just be placing it on a plate lined with a paper towel just to get that extra little bit of fat off. Now it is time to cook our chicken. This is something that I have been absolutely loving lately, and it's the Kirkland Chicken Tenderloins. These are super easy to make. They take almost no time at all. So I just here take my seasonings, and I'm doing onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, and Tasty's Tangy seasoning. I added a lid to my pan. This just helps the chicken cook a little bit faster, and because I don't cook with the meat thermometer, I just like to ensure that the chicken is cooked all the way through. It's only been about 4 or 5 minutes and the chicken is all ready to be flipped over. I will be doing that and then adding some more of those same seasonings to the other sides of these. As always, you guys can just make your lives a little bit easier and buy pre-made chicken. I just really like this one that I get from Costco, and I always have it on hand, so that's what I chose to do for these. After another 4 minutes, I took the lids off, gave them another flip, and then finished cooking them with the lid off. So total, I would say it took about 12 minutes for these. While the chicken is finishing up on the stove, I'm just going to be bagging up all of my romaine lettuce. Here I'm just using Ziploc bags and paper towels. If you guys have Tupperware, I would totally recommend using that over Ziploc bags any day of the week, but in my situation, our fridge is kind of small, so this is what I have to do, which is totally fine. It just saves a little bit more space doing it this way. If I'm prepping for work, these would each go in their own individual Ziploc baggies with the paper towel, but because I'm eating lunch at home, this is the way I'm doing it. Our lettuce is all nice and all ready to go for the week now. I will be placing these in the fridge and it will last me quite a few days. Now it's time to start assembling our meal prep containers. These are going to have 5 ounces of chicken in each one. I just added my container to the top of my scale and then zeroed it out. That way it gives me 5 ounces of chicken, and I'm doing that for 1 point. Like I said, you can have up to 6 ounces of this for 1 point, but I just did 5. That seemed like quite a bit to me. And these meal prep containers I got from Walmart. They're super nice and really deep, so they hold all my containers and everything. The tomatoes are going in next. I'm just going to be placing these next to the chicken. I don't really feel the need to separate these. They stay pretty well throughout the week and they don't get mushy or sabotage my chicken, if you will. So I just add as much as I like. Now I am going to be adding my fat-free shredded cheese. This is just the one that I get from Walmart. These will go in these little containers here. If you just put the cheese on the chicken or next to the tomatoes, it gets really nasty throughout the week. So these go in their own containers. I will be doing 15 grams of cheese. I chose to do 15 instead of 28 for 0 points, because I usually end up having this for dinner and I don't want to have to count points for it. So for instance, you can have 28 grams for lunch for 0, but if you have it again throughout the day, I do feel the need to count it. The chopped red onions are going to be going in these little mini containers as well. You don't want your entire meal prep to smell like an onion, so I highly suggest doing this. Technically, they would be fine next to the tomatoes, but I recommend doing this. The turkey bacon is also going to be placed in these little containers. I'm just crumbling it up here. Like I said before, you can have 2 of these slices for 1 point. I just chose to do 1 because that seemed like plenty enough for me. I'm going to be taking some chopped green onions and adding them to the tops of the chicken. These don't make my meal prep smell like onions, so these are fine staying out. Now I'm going to be taking some Bolthouse Farms Ranch and placing 40 grams into each container. 40 grams is only 2 smart points. You can have, I believe it's 45 grams for up to 2 points, but I just did 40. So this is also my favorite lower point ranch. I hate fat-free ranch and all of that. It leaves a really weird aftertaste. So this is by far the best one. If you guys haven't tried it, it's usually in the refrigerated section by like the produce. The last thing I will be placing inside of my meal prep containers will be these cheese and garlic croutons. You can have up to 12 grams for only 1 smart point, which is quite a handful. The serving size is 2 tablespoons, but I couldn't tell you guys what the heck 2 tablespoons of croutons looks like, so weighing them out is definitely the better option. I will just be adding the lettuce and avocado the day of. The avocado, I will be doing 28 grams for 1 smart point, but I don't want it getting all brown, so I just add that the day of. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope this inspires you to do some sort of meal prep on your own, whether it's this or something else. I'll see you guys in my next video.